For more from Texas, we turn now to Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins, the chief elected official in the second largest county in Texas. He has issued an indoor mask mandate in most public places in Dallas, including K through 12 schools and local businesses. That comes, of course, in defiance of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's executive order prohibiting mask mandates in the state. Judge Clay Jenkins, we thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Lindsay, thanks for having me.
So you issued that order for Dallas yesterday after a judge sided with you on challenging Governor Abbott's ban on mask mandates. But the governor and state attorney general have said that they'll appeal that ruling. Why do you believe that the law is on your side as far as disregarding the governor's ban on mask mandates at the local level?
Well, the law in Texas gives the governor the right to suspend certain regulatory laws, like licensing out-of-state nurses to come in and help in a public health emergency. It doesn't give him the right to stop a public health response. What the governor has tried to do is say no one can respond to this emergency through vaccine requirements or mask requirements. And yet the CDC and our local doctors tell us the two tools that will turn the tide in COVID are getting more people vaccinated and getting everyone to wear a mask when they're indoors outside their home.
Governor Abbott also said in a statement, the path forward relies on personal responsibility, not government mandates. And the attorney general added, I'm confident the outcomes to any suits will side with liberty and individual choice, not mandates and government overreach. What's your response to their argument that it should be up to individuals on whether they wear a mask or not, rather than having a countywide mandate?
Look, when we're at war, and right now we are at war with this virus, and we're all, Republicans, Democrats, vaccinated and unvaccinated, on Team Public Health. We all need to do our part. I think liberty and freedom is important, but your liberty and freedom does not extend to harming your neighbor any more than it would extend to, leaving your lights on in a air raid or doing things that would cause a forest fire.
The mask mandate went into effect today in Dallas County. How has it been received so far?
It's been received really well. Every one of our school districts has complied. Kids are wearing their masks. They're safer. I'm happy about that. Hadn't heard of a single business that's not complying. Masks really are not that big of a deal.
Well, I know you said wearing a mask is not really a big deal, but I've seen lots of video of heated debates of parents who are outraged with the idea that their children would be forced to wear a mask when they go to school. Have you seen any pushback in that realm?
Yes, I've got a group of parents that are saying they're going to protest by home. But that is a vocal 0.1% of people. The majority of people may not like masks. Though actually the majority of people in Dallas County are supportive of the mask mandate. But the majority of people who don't like wearing a mask are going to do it to be able to go to their grocery store or send their kids to school. And, the important thing is it's not about political polls and what your supporters want. It's about what the doctors who've trained their entire adult lives to advise us in this moment tell us will get the COVID pandemic behind us. And they're very clear. They're saying we need to get vaccinated and we need to wear a mask indoors.
This new mandate, of course, sparked by the spread of the Delta variant as it surges in Texas. What are you hearing from public health officials on how dire the situation is, particularly in Dallas County hospitals, and what they're expecting in the coming weeks?
It's incredibly dire, Lindsay. It's never been worse as far as our doctor-to-patient ratio. We've had more people in the hospital. We've had more people in the ICUs. But the governor pulled all of our temporary staffing from our hospitals, and then some of our workers went with headhunters to go staff other states' hospitals, and others have retired because it's been a long fight. So we're in a worse situation than we've ever been. I'll give you an idea. There are 19 counties in the whole metro area of nearly 8 million people. We had 2 ICU beds for children in those 19 counties yesterday. I believe the same number today. So doctors are already making decisions that would have been unthinkable 2 or 3 weeks ago about care because there's just not enough, beds to go around. The situation is not much better for our adults, where we have less than a dozen ICU beds.
You've also been You've also been regularly advocating for people to take the vaccine in your county. Have you seen any improvement on that front in Dallas as far as people being more willing to take the shot as cases and hospitalizations and deaths rise?
You know, Lindsay, we have. My team goes out every morning, door to door in neighborhoods that are low vaccination and talks one-on-one with people. I think when we meet people where they are and treat them with respect and answer their questions, they make good choices. We're seeing that. We're seeing an uptick in the people getting the vaccine, but it's not nearly what we need. If we had a 3 times uptick of what we had this week or last week in vaccination going forward, that alone would help us stop the spread here in about, or at least, turn the trajectory to decreasing cases in about a month.
What do you think will be the final outcome? This is my last question. If the governor doesn't back down as far as, saying, no, you don't have to wear a mask, you can't mandate that, how will that play out in the court ultimately?
Well, our courts here in Texas are elected bodies, and it will ultimately go to the Supreme Court. If that, court reads the plain wording of the statute, then I think we win. The governor's pretty well admitted he doesn't have the authority insofar as he's now asking the legislature to give him that authority. If he already had it, he wouldn't need to ask them to pass laws to give it to him.
Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.